All right. So Hillsong under investigation by charities regulator over explosive allegations aired in Parliament. You may not have heard of this. Okay. But there were documents that were released to the public, or at least semi-public. It says documents tabled by MP Andrew Wilkie claim to show church used JobKeeper funds to help purchase Melbourne's Festival Hall and a ton of other stuff. So essentially what happened was someone gave thousands of financial documents claiming to be a whistleblower for the church. They gave these documents to MP Andrew Wilkie, and he tabled them in Parliament, which is basically like the whistleblower laws of just being able to say, hey, this happened. There's corrupt institutions. There's some violations of different crimes and of the criminal code, and we need to do something about that without having to deal with getting sued. And it's Parliament privilege. I don't know everything about the way Australia is set up with their government, but to me, it's just like the whistleblower stuff. And they decided to table that, which means to make it public. But oh man, John Hayes, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Who's the guy with the short beard? What did you do with Theo? That's hilarious. There was a little bit of a trim. But yeah, so this is huge. So let's hear a little bit of some of the reporting that's going on with this thing.
Standing next to the two stack of documents in Parliament yesterday that we assume are the financial records and documents that he was referencing, he's also alleged that nearly $150,000 of church money were used to purchase a luxury retreat in Cancun, Mexico for a few members of the church, up to 4 members, in 2021. The Tasmanian MP also said that high-profile members of the church were treating private jets like Ubers. Those were his direct quotes. And he's also suggested that the megachurch itself earns $80 million more in Australian annual income than it reports publicly. Now, Mr. Wilkie said that these documents clearly show that possibly the church has been misappropriately using funds that not only break Australian law, but also laws around the world. Here's a little of what he has to say yesterday.
Hillsong followers believe that the money they put in the poor box goes to the poor. But these documents show how that money is actually used to do the kind of shopping that would embarrass a Kardashian.
Oh, shots fired. What a line, man. He's a politician. I like this Andrew Wilkie guy. But basically, Hillsong, Australia, is in dire straits. They're already going off, like they have a bunch of legal stuff going on with Brian Houston, suing and all kinds of stuff. I'm sure giving is way down because of Houston leaving or being fired. And obviously everything going on with Carl Lentz, like all of that stuff. There's so much financially going wrong with Hillsong. And now to have this where Andrew Wilkie got a hold of these documents, and there's all kinds of stuff in here about paying thousands of dollars to upgrade Brian Houston's hotel stay, allegedly. I'll say allegedly over everything. Although it's Australia, they can't get me, right? But paying thousands of dollars for his hotel stay and upgrades when he got back from the U.S. during quarantine stuff. There's all kinds of trips, like you said, using private jets as just basically Ubers to go wherever they want. And there were, most of it is focused on Houston and everything he did and things that they bought, like, come on, like a retreat in Cancun? Are you serious? Like, that's where the NBA players go after the season's done and they didn't make the playoffs. But, a pastor needs to rest, I guess. But like all of that kind of stuff. And then like not paying taxes, not being honest about that. There's all kinds of stuff in these documents. Now, not all the documents have been made public. They will be made public soon. That's part of the whole thing about tabling, is to make it all public. So, but there's thousands of documents. So I think that there's probably going to be a process with that. So let's hear a little bit from the new pastor of Hillsong, the new global pastor, Phil Dooley, on what he has to say about how all this went down. This was him at church.
I'm deeply disappointed that Mr. Wilkie would choose to use parliamentary privilege so that he does not have to be held accountable for whatever he tabled.
Just going at
Parliamentary privilege is literally a privilege conferred by the Constitution that has on many occasions been exercised responsibly and resulted in iniquities being addressed without the interference of defamation laws. It's particularly un-Australian to exercise it in this way, particularly when there was no obstacle to Mr. Wilkie contacting the church for an explanation. Clearly, he doesn't appear to be interested in the answer.
I can't help it.
And it kind of feels like being king hit from behind.
I had to look that up. That's being like knocked out. King hit is being knocked out, apparently, in Australia. Oh my goodness. I can't hold back, man. The like irony is dead, man. Like it's all right. So a church that is historically known for being super secretive about everything, who obviously has a lot of financial stuff going on, and Phil's mad because they decided to table it in Parliament instead of, you could have just contacted the church. As if they would have been honest. Like, what? Like, this church is being, like, there's all kinds of misconduct, both morally, like just straight up morals, like with everything with Houston and his dad and all of that kind of stuff. And then financially now, like we see all this kind of misconduct that's getting pushed out. And they're like, well, you could have just told us. You could have just asked us and we would have been honest with you. Come on. He's really upset about that. Like, why didn't you talk to us? Like, because you guys have done all kinds of things to cover up all your actions, maybe? Like, but he went up to the table, I guess, not pulpit. They did have a pulpit because they had a chairman come out and read off a statement, basically attacking this MP for doing the right thing and tabling documents about how the church has misused funds. And as the MP said himself, about how people think that they're giving to, feed the poor and do different things that the church is involved in, do gospel ministry, but really they're giving their money to do these kinds of things, which a lot of us just knew, right? Like we get that. A lot of celebrity pastors probably do the same kind of thing. It's not just Hillsong, okay? But like these big mega churches, we understand that. But now to have that out in the open, and then to be upset that they didn't call you and, get your side of the story before they released the documents filled with all kinds of misconduct. But what he's doing there is he's gaslighting his people. He's saying they should have talked to us. They should have done the right thing. They are the ones who are in the wrong. Andrew Wilkie, this MP, he's the one who's in the wrong. He should have talked to us first about our plethora of misconducts. Some people were clapping. A lot of people actually were clapping. So a lot of people there, they like, if you're a part of Hillsong, it's time to leave. Like, just generally, like this whole organization is so corrupt and it's going to fall. Like it's going to be, one of those house of card moments where everything just collapses. That is on the horizon for this huge church. Will the music continue? I don't know. But as a church, that's what's going on. So I just thought it was super interesting. Let me know what you think down in the comment section about everything going on with Hillsong. I'm sure there are going to be more developments on this thing. What is awoke. Oh, you made it all the way through the video. That's actually pretty surprising. Well, if you did, that means that you probably liked this video, so you might as well hit the like button. And that really helps me out. It does me a big favor and lets YouTube know, hey, I should go and tell somebody, which you might want to do. Maybe you don't even want to wait for YouTube. Hit the share button. Go to Facebook. Maybe your Aunt Jill will really like this video. Also, think about watching this one. YouTube will tell you that there's a video right here that you could click on. I don't know what it is, but, you know, as a Calvinist, it was predestined just for you.